Oh shit. Like, I don't know why. I mean, well, I guess we'll find out. I'm kind of dead in the water. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Hey, good morning. It's a Tuesday and I am on my way up to the boat to move it from Astoria to the Portland area. I just got off the bus a few moments ago. Now I've got about a half-mile walk down to the boat. Hey, good morning. It's Wednesday morning. I've already been to the grocery store to get some food. Thank you to once again to my friend Corky, here local in Astoria, who was nice enough to drive me there and back. So now I'm just going to go ahead and prepare the boat and get out of here. Okay, got the cooling water open and the petcock for the diesel open. Let's go ahead and check that oil. Yeah, it's actually pretty low right there. We know this engine does eat oil. I think it's because of the piston rings. But since my last oil change, I haven't really used it that much. And I thought I looked at it just recently, so I don't know. Anyways, we'll put some more in and start her up. That's actually really close to the top right there, so. All right. And for those of you who watch multiple sailing channels, I have the pleasure of being next to Alluring Arctic's Lumi. That is, I don't know their names real well. I think it's Yuho and Sovi. But they're waiting for a weather window to go north, as I understand. That's why I've got to get this thing cleaned up. Get those rings changed out. So they caught that tide okay. This Army Corps of Engineers vessel behind me here is conducting and they were coming up right behind me. I had no idea what the hell they wanted, but they finally got a hold of me on the radio and they just wanted me to move over a little bit so they can keep on going through. This chop is proving a little bit wet back here. Thanks, Beth. That's one hell of a long tow. Conditions have much calmed down now. A little chilly with the headwind, but the spray now has subsided some. I think I will just leave it, not knowing what it is. Still have not taken down the head sail on this boat. I need to do that, inspect the sail, inspect the furling. I'm not even sure I'm gonna keep the roller furling. I just don't know what to do about that. It'll certainly be a lot easier to use the roller furling head sail when close to close to shore. I think there's a lot of benefit to having the simplicity of just hang-down sails for outside of away from shore here. I got the anchor ready to go. It's so good to get that engine off. I didn't really have a breakfast or a lunch yet. Had a couple of bars and got a little bit of a headache. Certainly that engine does not help. One of the things I'll do is I'll put some sound editing in there a little bit. But for right now, enjoy the nice quiet here. Let's check this oil. I mean, see how much it uses? It's just nuts. I mean, I didn't fill it all the way up, but we were only motoring for like 4 hours maybe. So anyways, I'll get this topped off. Oh, this is new. That is a lot of oil. Oh, it's a bit of oil. It's not a crazy amount, but it's certainly more than it ever has been before. Okay, let me go ahead and finish this up, and I'll find out, try to tackle or find out where that leak is coming from. Well, this is what I found here. We got the head of the engine right here, the valve cover. The head is basically here, but if I go down beneath, down to the, and I just follow my, in that first gasket. Yeah, first gasket, which is the head. Sorry, the valve cover is just one screw right there. I don't think it's anything more. I don't see where it's dripping from. That's really hard to see, but it's not like out of the pan or anything like that. I checked all of that, but let me at least have a look at what's happening with this. Yeah, look at that. Maybe this head cover gasket blew. I found that I have one gasket available. Okay, I might have been a little bit of a gorilla when I pulled this off initially, but I wanted to find out if the gasket was actually damaged, and it goes on like this. Here, let's see if I can see. It goes on like that, and the leak appears to be back in the rear there, which is the lowest point. And sure enough, the gasket did break in that location there. It's broke here too, and again, I don't know if I did it or not, but we'll scrape this off. We'll scrape those pieces off there and get it replaced. Well, honestly, I don't know if this is going to work or not. I've got the head cover, the valve cover, pretty well cleaned up, but when it comes to the actual top of the head, there's so many things in the way. We got the high pressure fuel line, we've got a coolant hose, we've got the fuel injector mount back here. So I'm not going to pull the head off, you know, or start disconnecting hoses where I want to avoid that anyways. I mean, the fuel injector, the high pressure line, that stuff really isn't a big deal, but you know, if something goes wrong with that, then I'm kind of dead in the water. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to put the new gasket on. I'm going to hope that it works, keep an eye on it. 54.2 foot-pounds. This is stud 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've already been through them. That was 2 or 3 times that I went through, but they were all really quite loose. Now that has nothing to do with the leak that I suspect, but they should have been tight. Okay, I topped off the oil, and everything seems to be buttoned back up. Like I said, those head cylinder bolts I torqued down probably, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 pounds or something like that, maybe even more. And then this cover gasket, I don't think that was on tight like it should have been either, but this is back on. I just snugged these down. I don't have any way to torque those to spec. Let's see if this starts up or if I've got to bleed it in some way. I think I'm okay till here, I think, unless it dropped back down. But the cool thing is that we have a start button right up here. So let's see if we can do this. Well, at least it runs. You see how relatively clean it is down there now. I mean, no, it's not really clean, but it is relatively. And so it'll be pretty clear come tomorrow if we have more problems. Good morning. It's chilly, about 39 Fahrenheit. A little bit more wind than I expected too, honestly. But still coming from the east. Just want to see if I actually moved with the anchor at all last night. It was blowing a little bit later, and boy, halyards, man. I had all kinds of trouble with the halyards wrapping last night. I do what I can. I really work hard to kind of keep the halyards away from the mast, but it's just it just isn't enough sometimes. I need to get a better toaster. We'll let that run a little bit, just above idle now. It's a little more than 1,000 RPM. Well, I mean, it looks really kind of nice out. Got a little bit of a breeze coming from the east, right in the nose, but the big problem is that I can still hear foghorns, and we've got the sun right in our eyes. Okay, I'm underway. We have one drop of oil already down beneath the engine. I'm hoping that that is due to just oil that is warming up now and dropping off. We'll look at it here in another I don't know, another hour or so and see what the status is. I just ran below to turn on my running lights and steaming light. Up ahead it's getting difficult to see. Anyways, I also poked my head under the engine. I didn't fix that leak. There's a small pool that's beginning. I have an idea of where it's coming from now. Unfortunately, it's lower down, but I'm just going to keep on going, and we'll stop here and take care of it. We'll look at it a little bit later. I had no idea, but it looks like I'm going to be rounding Cape Dory. It almost looks like it's blocking the whole river there. I'm going to stop up ahead here. I've been traveling close to just 4 hours or so, not too long. But I do want to check out the engine oil, see what's going on. And if I can't see something very clear and all I need to do is fill a little bit more oil in, I probably will just keep going, because tomorrow is supposed to be raining most of midday. So I want to try to get as many miles as I can today. It's only just after 1 p.m. It's not really worth for me stopped yet. I'd love to turn this engine off, believe me, but c'est la vie. I still have a headwind. I'm still going against the river current. It caught quite a bit. Yeah, there's a drip like one every couple of seconds. Check the oil. Already wiped the stick. Anyone else here think it was a good idea I stopped? There is nothing on that. So we got a little bit more than 200 milliliters of oil that dripped into the pan. The engine only takes 1.3 liters. And so I'm going to fill it back up, and we're just going to keep on continuing down the road. I'm going to have to top it off, and I will check on it beforehand. I'll just check on it more often. I got this monster that was coming up behind me. Okay, we got the oil back in. It's not quite topped off, but it's pretty darn close, and I'm not going to mess with it. Look at this, though. I think that's better. Well, I don't know if I can get back there to show you, and I still don't know if this is the exact problem or not, but there's a banjo bolt back there, somewhere in there, that I suspect may be part of the issue. It's much like this one right here. That one. I don't know if I can get a wrench on it, but we look at it a little bit more and see if it can. I mean, maybe they could. Those are exterior oil tubes, and that oil tube itself could be rotten away. It could be compromised and leaking, and this is why we're gonna pull the engine, replace all those kinds of things. Yeah, I can't tell if it's coming from somewhere above it along the tube or at that banjo bolt area itself, or even if that's it. I mean, the engine hasn't been cleaned in forever, so I just don't know. But maybe I'm gonna keep on going, get out of this area, keep on going, and then I find a place, maybe take the alternator off and the starter off. I don't think that'll be too difficult, and then I can at least look back there a little bit more and see what I can see. We got pretty calm conditions right now. Check this guy out. That is all fallen trees, all lumber. Well, here I am. Just put down the anchor. I'm going to try to get this oil taken care of tonight, and that way first thing we can get out of here at light. Oh yeah, we've got crazy road noise, but we've got some cool things too. Ah, dang, that's a lot of oil. Yeah, so I was going about 2 hours, and I just checked the oil and it's empty. Who knows what kind of damage I just did to the engine. I didn't hear a hiccup or anything, but tomorrow morning's gonna be cold. The day's gonna be rainy. I could just kill the day working with the engine if I want to, because I have time to spare. It's not that big a deal. Because if I can't go 2 hours without the oil staying in the engine, then that's not good. Okay, I've got the alternator and the starter out. Good morning. Just crawled out of bed. I had two thoughts while laying in bed here, and one was that I should try to hand crank over the engine. There is no starter attached and there's no alternator, but if I clean up everything beneath the engine, all the oil, and add oil to back to the crankcase, the oil is spilling out so fast I should be able to find the leak pretty quick. The other thought I had, more concerning, is that I've run the engine now out of oil twice. No alarms came on, and that the oil leak is so bad it can't run for 2 hours. And how am I going to stop that? And did I ruin the engine? Yeah, anyways, maybe that's a lot more than two thoughts. I've reconnected the high pressure fuel line here. I've cleaned up the bottom. I refilled and topped off the oil, mostly fresh. I used some of the ugly oil from yesterday. There's an oil line back there. It starts right here, and the pipe goes up and then on up the back to the back of the head, so it feeds the head with the oil. And it seems to me that might be where that is the leak is originating from. I'm really hoping it's not the head gasket itself. Not even a hiccup. Oh, look at here though. What we got there? Already got a drip. Where's that coming from? It's like right here. Look at that. I cleaned that area up just to make sure. So we'll try it again here and see what happens. Boy, it gets that compression and it just stops. I think it's this this banjo bolt. And if you could see in the mirror right now, underneath it's pretty dry. Hopefully, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's definitely dripping there. Just gotta remove that bolt, maybe clean it up. First I gotta see if I have a replacement. I don't know what I can put in there. I don't have any RTV. You probably don't want it there anyways. I'll look at it a little bit more to make sure. I think, see, it seems like it's on the inside, you know, between the banjo connection and the block of the engine. Okay, I'm in luck. I don't know exactly what part it is, but it's going to be one of these copper things right here. I think the integrity of the joint is still okay. There's just, I'm just going to try to clean this up just a little bit if I can. Oh boy, maybe I should have done that. This is probably too coarse. Oh, I know. Let's see if I have something else. And I do. This is 600 grit. Okay, I'm just gonna find 4 of those. Well, it's not an exact match. A little concerning. You know, the inside diameter is the most important, really, because when it goes on, it needs to stay in place right there. So I wonder if this kit doesn't even have those. I may have just cleaned these up and reuse them. Well, I was lucky enough to find one. Still leaking. I really tried to work those joints to flatten them out, to clean them up. I found 2 washers in my set, so I used those 2. I don't know, I have towing, so I can do that. Well, I don't know how far they'll tow me, but because I think I'm still like 40 miles from my destination. It's goddamn camera. I just called Boat US to just find out what kind of towing. Well, it turns out Boat US, even though I have unlimited gold membership, they don't actually have any towing systems here in Oregon at all. Which is fine. They have affiliates, they're going to reach out, but I've got to pay out of pocket and then get reimbursed down the road by Boat US. And they're talking about $150 an hour. They'll reimburse up to $3,000. I mean, it seems like it should be fine, but like, I don't know why. I mean, well, I guess we'll find out. If I get towed, then, you know, fine. I do not want to get towed. I want to fix this leak. It can't be that difficult. I have epoxy. Maybe that will fill in the gaps enough to get me where I need to go. The leak is down by the bottom of this oil tube at the banjo bolt at that connection right there. I can't torque down on that bolt enough to stop it. I tried cleaning it. I found replacement washers. Unfortunately not out of the freaking gasket kit I bought, because none of that fits, and I don't want to torque it down too much because I'll break those bolts. They're just not meant to do that. Anyway, so yes, maybe I will try just a little bit of JB Weld just to fill in whatever little bit of crevices there are causing. I mean, is that a bad idea? Probably. I don't have any other options. I don't have any like RTV or anything like that I can put in there and set up. I don't have to be towed today. I can sit back. I've got beer, I've got food, I've got water. I'm relatively warm. It's not great, but anyways, these guys from the towing company are going to call me, give me an estimate, tell me what they can do. Okay, JB Weld is in. I don't know, that little, where that bolt goes is an oil passage, and it keeps on weeping oil, and that surface had to be perfectly clean in order for the JB Weld to do anything. I don't have high hopes, but anyways, tomorrow, if it doesn't work, then I'll call the tow guy. He'll come and grab me, and I'll send the invoice over to Boat US. Good morning. It's Saturday, just after 6 a.m. Okay, so I guess we'll be getting towed for the first time. It's a bit of a ding to my ego, I got to admit. But you know, I'm under a time frame. I got today and tomorrow, that's it. I'm going upstream, and the weather has not been cooperative in terms of wind or anything like that. Here with Thomas, who's helping me get out of here. By the way, this is a real simple, I've never been through this before. It was real simple. Thomas made it simple. He brought all the fenders, he's got all the lines. For insurance purposes, he had to use his own lines, and you know, the hookup took all of 15 minutes, and I raised the anchor. He helped point my boat in the direction I needed to. Anchor was up in a matter of 2 minutes, and now we're going. I didn't expect a welcoming committee. Okay, I am in the marina and tied up, and all is well. Now I've got to focus on engine work a little sooner than anticipated, but I'll be pulling that engine out, and my son and I will be working on that to get it spruced back up and back in, hopefully in not too long. I don't know how long it's going to take exactly, but we'll work through it. Thanks for watching.